Hello there, this is Sachin sir and you are here in the Max World to understand lesson number 16, surface area and volume. It's a part 1. We will begin our lesson by understanding 3D figures or solids. Very first, diagrams which have 3 dimensions, that is length, breadth and height, which also occupy space, are called as 3D figures. You are already familiar with these diagrams: cuboid, cube and cylinder. This year we will try to understand few terms related to these diagrams which we need to calculate. Very first, surface area, another one is volume. This surface area consists 3 main parts. The questions will be asked to calculate total surface area, that is TSA, vertical surface area, that is VSA, and curved surface area, that is CSA. To understand this term in depth, let's try to understand this video thoroughly. So boys and girls, these are some of the 3D objects of which volume and surface areas we will be calculating. Among these, this one is over here cone, sphere, cuboid, cube and cylinder. We will be studying these 3 objects, that is cylinder, cuboid and cube. Among these, cuboid and cube you are already familiar with. Cylinder will be the new stuff for you. Very first, let's revise the details. Cuboid is made up of 6 rectangles and cube is made up of 6 squares. That means cuboid has 6 surfaces and even cube has 6 surfaces. The only difference is this one over here made up of rectangle, this one cube is made up of 6 squares. Okay. Now to calculate the total surface area, that means I need to find the area of each and every surface over here and then I need to add them. Okay. But what is the easier part, the area of this front face is exactly equal to the area of this back face. The area of this side face on right side is exactly equal to the area of this left side face. Area of the top is always equal to the area of the bottom. That means among these 6 rectangles, I have 2 rectangles in a pair with equal areas, top and bottom, side faces and front and back faces. Okay. Now for this cuboid, this side will be considered as length, that is L. This one over here is breadth and standing one is H. That means all standing one presently over here will be H, H and H, and front down and front up will be length, that is L. Now to calculate the area, if I find the area of this front one, then immediately I can write the area of this back face also. For this front face, this part is L and this part is H. Area of rectangle is length into breadth. Okay, that means multiplication of 2 dimensions. Okay, so length into H will be the area of this front face and same goes with the back face. Length into H. Why sir is taking H? Because the second side, instead of a breadth B, we have height H for this cuboid. Okay, so this is LH, this is LH. Now think about the side faces. This one over here is breadth, the standing one is this one, standing one is H. So for this rectangle, again multiplication of 2 dimension, that is LB, okay, will be B into H, breadth into H, that is height. Okay. So if right side face has area BH, then left side face will also have area BH. Now think about the top face. This one over here is L, this one over here is breadth. So for the top face, area will be LB. So we have 2 rectangles whose area will be LB, length into breadth. 2 rectangles front and back will have the area LH and 2 rectangles on a side will have the area BH. So to get the total surface area of this cuboid, I need to add all these areas value. Okay. So in short, 2 LH, 2 BH and 2 LB. 2 LH plus 2 BH plus 2 LB will give you the value for total surface area of this cuboid. So that makes the formula. So TSA of cuboid is equal to 2LH plus 2BH plus 2LB. We can remove that, we can take out that 2 as a common. That will make our calculation more easier. I hope I made it very clear to you. Now let's think about the VSA, that is vertical surface area of this cuboid. Vertical surface area, that means I need to find the area of only those rectangles which are in a standing position. Top one is sleeping, bottom one is sleeping. Okay, so which are the areas we have in a standing position? Front and back, and the one which are on the side. Okay, so in short, the area in which the value of h is there. Okay, because see, front and back we have value of h. For side faces, again we get the value of h. So from the formula of TSA, we have to take only those values which consist height. So in short, VSA of cuboid is 2LH front and back and 2BH on a side of it. So I hope I made it very clear to you how to calculate or how to make the formula for the TSA and VSA of cuboid. Now let's think about the cube. The pattern will be similar. Over here, as cuboid is made up of rectangle, all three dimensions were different, L, B and H. But for this cube, as it is made up of square, every side of the cube will be equal to each other. That means all these three dimensions, length, breadth and height, will have same value. Okay, so let it be L. You can take X also, you can take A also, but for the convenience presently over here, I have taken L. So L is L, B is also L and height is also L. Why? Because each face is a square, and in a square every side is equal to each other. Okay, now as it has 6 squares, so I need to find area of 6 squares. Okay, or we will find area of only 1 square and then multiply it by 6. That will be better, right? But what is the area of square? First of all, area of square is nothing but side into side or side square. You can take any one of them. So once we find the area of any one of them, that is side square, then we just have to multiply it by 6. Why do we need to multiply it by 6? Because adding area of 6 square will be little bit tedious. So which is the easiest way? Just to multiply it by 6. So that gives the value of total surface area. Now next one is VSA. For the VSA, what are we going to do? We need to find the area of only standing faces. As it is made up of 6 square and only 4 faces are standing over here. See, front and back and both on side. So only these 4. There is top, there is bottom. So we need to not think about the top and bottom, right? Only standing faces. So 4 squares are in standing position. So what we are going to do? We just have to find the area first of all, that is side square, and multiply it by 4, because top and bottom we have to exclude. So in short, for TSA of cuboid, we have 2LH plus 2BH plus 2LB, and for the TSA of cube, we have 6 into side square. For the VSA of cuboid, we have 2LH plus 2BH, only values including height. Okay, and over here we have 4 into side square, because only 4 squares are in standing position. So this was about the VSA and TSA. Now let's think about the volume of these two things, cuboid and the cube. This is the new stuff for you. Keep it in mind, volume of 3D object is nothing but the measure of space occupied by it. Now what does exactly it mean, space? See, if I keep this cuboid on the table, it has taken the area on the table also, right, at the bottom, correct, and it has taken some of the area in the air also due to its height, correct. So that due to height, it has captured the area in the air also, and that is called space. Okay, so we have to calculate the measure of the space occupied. For that purpose, we require the area on the table also, that is on the ground or on the surface also, the way you are looking in the screen, and we require the area which is captured in the air also. Okay, that is the concept of space. Now, as to get the area in the space, we need to find, or the base important part is what? Area on the surface also and its height also. So basic formula to calculate the volume is volume equal to base area into height. Why height? Because it has captured the area in the air also according to height. Okay, and area on the ground we need to calculate to get the exact boundaries. Now area, base area over here is nothing but the area of rectangle. What is the formula for the area of rectangle? That is length into breadth. Okay, what is the basic formula? Sir said volume equals to base area into height. What is the base area? It is the area of rectangle. So how to calculate the area of rectangle? There is a formula for it, that is LB, right? Length into breadth, and we need to add into h also. So in short, for the cuboid we have length into breadth into height as a formula for the volume. I repeat, the base is made up of rectangle, the area of rectangle is length into breadth, and according to base formula we have to take into height also, and that makes the formula length into breadth into height. That gives the formula for the volume of cuboid. For the cube, again base area into height. What is the base area? It is a square, so square's area I need to find, that is side square, and one more h is there, right? Into h. That h, or the value of h, is nothing but the value of side only, because it's a square, it has same dimensions. So side into side, again into side for the h, correct? That gives the volume for the cube. So in short, for the volume of cuboid we have LBH, and for the volume of cube we have side cube, side into side into side. I hope I made it very clear to you. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section below. Now boys and girls, let's try to summarize the details we have seen for cube and cuboid in that video. Total surface area of cube is nothing but 6 into side square. That side square is nothing but the area of one square. Each and every square present in that cube has same side, so for every square in that cube will have same area. So instead of adding them 6 times, we are just multiplying that side square by 6. In that manner we can calculate the TSA of cube. For the cuboid, which is made up of 6 rectangles which are on opposite side will have same area. So we have 2 rectangles whose area will be LH, that is length into height, 2 rectangles whose area will be BH, that is breadth into height, and for 2 rectangles area will be LB, that is length into breadth. So in short, TSA of a cuboid is nothing but 2LH plus 2BH plus 2LB. As every term in this formula has 2 in common, so we can take out the 2 as a common, and the formula will be LH plus BH plus LB, the whole multiplied by 2. I hope you have recalled this formula, because last year we had done this. For the VSA, that is vertical surface area of cuboid and cube, we just have to think about the standing faces. For the standing faces of cube, they are square. There are 4 faces which are standing. That is why the formula for the VSA of a cube is 4 into side square. Side square is nothing but area of that one square. For the cuboid, the area of a standing faces is nothing but LH and BH, that is length into height and breadth into height. Opposite faces have same area, that is why we are going to write 2 into LH plus 2 into BH. Here also, as 2 is in common, so we can remove that 2 as a common part, and the formula will be LH plus BH and the whole multiplied by 2. I hope I have made this formula easier to understand. Now let's try to figure out how to calculate the volume of these figures. Volume of 3D figures or solids is nothing but the measure of space occupied by that solid or that object. Suppose you have a glass of water, then how much water that glass can hold is nothing but the volume of that glass. To measure the space, we need to consider 2 things. Very first, the area at the base, how much place is occupied by that object, and second thing, the height of that object. Only then we can measure the space occupied by that object properly. For that purpose, we have made a basic formula for the volume, that is base area into height, and using this base formula or the basic formula, we have calculated the volume for cuboid, cube and cylinder. For the volume of cube, as it is made up of square, at the base we have a square, right? And area of a square is nothing but side into side, that is length into length. It can be x into x. It depends upon what letter you are choosing to represent that side. For the cube, length, breadth and height all are equal. That is why letter L is chosen to represent height. So in short, base area is nothing but L into L and height is also L. That is why the volume of a cube is nothing but L into L into L. You can write it as L cube or you can write it as side cube. So in short, the volume of a cube is nothing but side cube. For the volume of cuboid, as it is made up of rectangles, the base area is nothing but the area of rectangle. That area of rectangle is nothing but length into breadth. Cuboid has three different dimensions, that is length, breadth and height. Usually they are not same. That is why different letters are utilized. The height is represented by letter H and the area of rectangle we know there is length into breadth. So we have written L into B. Now when you club these terms in the volume of cuboid, the basic formula, you get the answer volume of cuboid equals to length into breadth into height, and in this manner we have made the formula for the volume of cube and cuboid. If you have understood how to make the formula for TSA, VSA and the volume of cuboid, then you are all set to solve practice set 16.1. So let's begin with it. We are given with different dimensions, there is length, breadth and height of the box, and we need to calculate the volume of that box. Of course, as the dimensions are different, that is 20 centimeter, 10.5 centimeter and 8 centimeter, then we can surely say that the given box is cuboid or cuboidal. And we know what is the formula for the volume of cuboidal box now? Length into breadth into height. For a quick idea, L into B represents the base area, it is the area of rectangle, and H represents the height. So the volume of cuboid is nothing but, or cuboidal box is nothing but length into breadth into height. Now the second step is to substitute the values in it. We get the answer 20 into 10.5 into 8. Now if we move from left to right, we get the first multiplication, that is 20 into 10.5. The moment you carry out the multiplication, you get the answer 210, 210, and 8 will be written as it is in multiplication. And further, when you carry out the multiplication, you get the answer 1680. Now what we have to remember, after carrying out the answer for the volume, we need to give unit to that answer. So this unit can be written as cubic centimeter, the way I have written, or you can write only cc. First C represents cubic, second C represents centimeter, or you can just write centimeter and then give a cube, that is raised to 3. So in this 3 manner you can write the unit, but do not forget to mention the unit. And in the final answer we have to write then volume of the box is nothing but 1680 cubic centimeter. The next question is of cuboidal soap. The volume of that soap bar is already given to us, that is 150 cc. That cc stands for cubic centimeter. We need to find thickness. That thickness is nothing but the height of that soap bar. Its length is given, that is 10 centimeter, and breadth is given 5 centimeter. So very first I mention the details. Volume, length and breadth is given to me and I need to find the H. If you read the question itself suggests us that this soap bar is cuboidal in shape. And we know the volume of cuboid is nothing but length into breadth into height. So volume for this cuboidal soap bar will be same, that is length into breadth into height, that is LBH. The value of volume is already given to us. The moment we substitute the value, we have to be more cautious. Now below volume, we are going to put the value of it, that is 150, and for the length and breadth it is 10 and 5. So substitute the value, we get 150 equals to 10 into 5 into H. Now on right hand side of the equality, we have numbers 10 into 5. We will carry out the multiplication and the remaining part of the equation will be written as it is. So that means 10 into 5 we get answer 50 and the remaining part of the equation will be written as it is. Now boys and girls, this is very important step. Keep in mind, when one side of the equality you have only single number and other side we have number with letter. At that time, the number along with the letter will move to the other side of the equality. That means 50 will move towards the other side of the equality, that is towards 150, and remaining part, leaving 50, will be written as it is. So we have 150 equals to h, that is the remaining part of the equation will be written as it is, and that 50 will be written in the division or in the denominator with 150. So we get 150 divided by 50. We know that in 50's table we get 150, right? So the moment you carry out the cancellation, we get the answer 3, correct? Because 50 3s are 150. In short, we got the answer 3 equal to h, that h represents thickness of the soap bar. So my final answer will be thickness of soap bar is 3 centimeters. I hope I have made it very clear to you all. Now let's move on with the next question. Little bit tougher comparative to first two questions. Here, dimensions of brick. Whenever I say dimension, that means length, width and height. Bricks are given in centimeter, and for the dimensions of wall are given in meter. The question is, if I want to build that wall, how many bricks are required? My dear children, always keep it in mind, whenever number of things are asked to us, we always get the answer by carrying out the division. See, the wall is made up of bricks. That means wall is divided into bricks, small parts, correct? So that is why to get the number of bricks, we have to divide that wall by bricks. Now, which term we have to take exactly? Whether we have to take area of that wall or we have to take volume of the wall. Keep it in mind, whenever we make certain things with the help of other things, that is, wall is made with the help of bricks. That means wall consists bricks. It is the internal part of it. That is why we have to go forward with volume of the wall. If we take the volume of the wall, then again we have to divide that volume by the volume of the brick. So in short, we have to carry out the division. But before that, there are certain changes must be done in the question. Like when you write the dimensions of the brick, they all are in centimeter. I have written L1, B1, H1 for the bricks because for the wall also we are going to write L, B and H. So to avoid the confusion, I have just numbered it. For the wall, we will write L2, B2, H2 so that the things will be very much clear to us. The moment you observe the unit, we will come to know that wall is in meter and the brick is in centimeter. To carry out the operation, it is very necessary that we must make those units same. All the dimensions must be in the same unit, only then we can carry out the operation, that is division presently over here. To convert the meter into centimeter, we have to multiply that number by 100 because 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter. That makes 6 into 100, 0.5 into 100 and 2.5 into 100 the dimension of the wall. After that, once you carry out the multiplication, we get L2 equals to 600 centimeter, B2 equals to 50 centimeter and H2 equals to 250 centimeter. We have decided that we will find the volume of the wall, volume of the brick, then we will carry out the division. So my dears, there is no need to calculate the volume of the wall and brick separately. We will just make a formula for that part, like number of bricks equals to volume of a wall, that is the bigger part, the bigger thing, okay, bigger volume, divided by volume of bricks. Okay, because the wall is made with the help of bricks, that is why wall will be written in the numerator and the brick, the volume of brick will be written in the denominator. As the dimensions of wall are L2, B2, H2, the formula for the volume of wall will be L2 into B2 into H2, and for the brick it will be L1 into B1 into H1. Okay. Now substitute the value. Keep it in mind, L2, B2, H2 are changed. That is now 650 and then 250. Okay. So mention the values properly. Now we have numbers divided by numbers, right? And all numbers in the numerator are in multiplication and all numbers in the denominator are in multiplication again. So we can carry out the cancellation directly. Keep it in mind, if we have any number in plus or minus in the numerator or the denominator, then we have to do certain changes to carry out the cancellation. Over here, all numbers are in multiplication, so we can directly carry out the cancel. We can cancel them. Now, if you observe, 25 and 50 can cancel each other. So we get 2s are in the numerator because 25 2s are 50. After that, if you observe that 615, in 15's table, we get 60 at 4s are. 15 4s are 60. So that means when you divide that 600 by 15, we get the answer 40. Okay. Now last numbers are 250 and 10. The moment you do the division, we know that 0, 0 we can cancel out, right? So we get only 25 there. So in short, we have 40 into 2 into 25. The moment you carry out the multiplication, 40 into 2 it is 80, and the moment you finish it off 80 into 25, we get the answer 2000. So in short, to build that wall, we require 2000 bricks. So do not forget to write the final answer. I hope I have made it very clear to you why we changed the unit, why we can carry out the direct cancellation over here. Moreover, why we opted for division. If you have any confusion, boys and girls, you can write down that confusion or the doubt in the comment section below. I'll be very happy to solve it. Let's move on with the next question on the board. The dimensions of tank, that is rainwater harvesting tanks, are given to us: 10 meter, 6 meter and 3 meter. Question is, what is the capacity of the tank? Keep it in mind, capacity of the tank or the capacity of anything that can hold something is nothing but the volume of that thing. So over here, if the capacity of a tank is asked to us, that means we have to find the volume of the tank. Okay. Now, another question is, how many liter of water can it hold? Okay. The final answer that we will get will be in meter cube, isn't it? And we have to turn it into liter. We'll come to that question later on. Very first, we will find the capacity of the tank. As different dimensions are given, that means it is cuboidal tank. And we know that the volume of a tank, that is cuboidal tank, is nothing but the length into breadth into h. The moment you substitute the value, we get the answer 10 into 6 into 3. Carry out the operation, that is multiplication. It is easy, right? So we get the answer 180 cubic meter. Time has come to turn this cubic meters answer into liter, right? We got the first answer, that is volume of a tank or the capacity of a tank is nothing but 180 cubic meter. Okay. There is one formula to convert this cubic meter into liter. Always keep it in mind, 1 meter cube or 1 cubic meter is equal to 1000 liter. I repeat again. 1 meter cube or 1 cubic meter is equal to 1000 liter. Means 1 cubic meter is bigger quantity. I need to turn bigger quantity to the smaller quantity, that is in liter, right? So we have to multiply this time that 180 by 1000. So in short, I can write 180 into 1000 liter, right? The moment you carry out the operation, we get the answer 1,80,000 liter of water is the capacity of the tank. Isn't it right? Yes. Do not forget to write both the final answers. Capacity of a tank is 180 cubic meter for the first one, and it can hold 1,80,000 liter of water in it. This was the last question of this exercise 16.1. If you have any difficulty while solving these questions, do not forget to drop it down in the comment section below. I'll be happy to solve it. See ya. Take care. Bye bye.